Biden's semiconductor push has states jockeying for billions in federal cash with dreams of the next manufacturing boom. Washington, the global race to make next-generation computer chips has reached Nebraska, and dozens of other states, too. In the coming months, the government plans to start doling out more than $50 billion for semiconductor manufacturing and research as part of the CHIPS and Science Act signed into law last year. The prospect of that much cash has sparked a scramble among states to pitch themselves as the best place to spark a semiconductor boom. The CHIPS legislation was designed to help bolster America's supply chain when it came to the production of computer chips used in everything from coffee makers and cars to pacemakers and missiles. While the measure was primarily centered on addressing national economic and security concerns about the lack of domestic manufacturing, it presents a windfall opportunity for state and local governments. More than a dozen states have begun pulling together incentive packages with tax credits, zoning changes and cuts to regulatory red tape to lure the limited number of companies looking to expand their chip production in the U.S. or scrambling, according to data from the Semiconductor Industry Association and interviews with industry leaders and officials. "We haven't had this kind of economic potential since corn," said Nebraska State Senator Mike McDonald, who has introduced legislation to smooth the way for chip makers looking to expand in his state. "It's a big idea and it's something that can really help change the state of Nebraska." National security experts and corporate executives have urged the U.S. for years to do more to bolster its domestic chip manufacturing, with Taiwan making 92% of the world's most advanced chips. But the pitfalls came into stark relief during the pandemic when COVID shutdowns and supply chain disruptions caused a worldwide shortage of chips, leading to shortages of appliances, cars and manufacturing equipment. Adding to the urgency has been increased tensions between the US and China and concerns that China could be moving toward annexing Taiwan, potentially putting the US chip supply in jeopardy. In anticipation of the federal funds, semiconductor companies have already been making billions of dollars in commitments. Since the bill was introduced in the spring of 2020, companies have announced plans for $187 billion in new or expanded semiconductor facilities in 16 states that would create more than 30,000 jobs, according to the Semiconductor Industry Association.